Pity my heart, it was because of that light in the day. Pity my heart, it was because of that light in the day. Pity my heart, it was because of that light in the day. Close, stay, longer, walk, sky. Pity my heart, it was because of that light in the day. Close, stay, longer, walk, sky. Pity my heart, it was because of that light in the day. Close, stay, longer, walk, sky. Pity me, beauty, passed away, feel thick, years go by. And pity my heart for the wanting of the moon. Every time goes out to sea, man desires a wife. Hush, so soon, longer, look with love. Me, this I've known. Always love more than wild blossoms to wind, sail, then tides, tread, shifting, short history, need for the wreckage of the gathering, get the gift of the pity, need for the heart, for the slow to learn, for the disc be the swift in the mind, beholding it every turn that I make. Every move, every breaking, akin to the sorrow. For the borrow my heart and never give it back, for they was the falling as the knocking at the door, for the disc long and the customer under with the sorrow for the hand. Merry go for the merry go round for the view, be the have the step for the rosemary to stand. I come sorrow with enough, borrow that for the heart, for the disc be the merry go round, can sorrow for that, the beat upon my door for the knocking. Little enough for the tap, but you can find that hill, breaking, creeping, creeping, find it down and rest, and this will be the shelter plate, and find a plenty enough to know that I can not chill. I know you never would and never will. You are my heartbreak. Tell me, you're beautiful. So at the dusk or the dawn, it's enough to fulfill prayers. You have that. Couldn't see right. It was a horizon of the seashore. Who could see more at night? Pity me because of the light of the day. Tell me that's my heart right there. It was romantic enough to be your love song. Forming that formation. Same patterns, repetitive enough to find that's still hard for beauty from wherever it grows, and I can find that. Night at the sea, sure. The moments are to me, and this be the moment you are. Not mindful of your actions, and how they affect me. From the words on paper should shall define and find a departure. For the day was never telling apart. For the day was the wandering of the heart. For the day I find myself again, holding the key for the be more. Excellent enough at the round for the noon. Broken dark for the moonlight. Spin enough for the out the station. Shall remember the only for the weeping hour. For this is somewhat that you can never see me weep. But this will be the path of my love, like a flower for the enough. For the fear for the death of the interval, or more for the sleep in the sheep. Droops after the moment for the beholding and the dismay. When we're on the pedal, she should be late. You know, misunderstood. But who was looking in my direction? Who was the cause to my affection? Who was the upkeep of my soul? Can you clean up my house and just to make up for the mistakes given in that? Never breaking the heart of the who's to find that clean up crew anyway for the moment you are to me. And this will be the moment for never had for the heartache for the loss. Rewarding of the heart for the holding of the what you can find. Pity my heart, it was because of that light in the day. Oh, stay longer, walk, sky. Pity me, beauty, passed away, feel thick, years go by. And pity my heart for the wanting of the moon. Every time goes out to sea, man desires a wife. Hush, so soon, longer, look with love. Me, this I've known. Always love more than wild blossoms to wind, sail, then tides, tread, shifting, short history, need for the wreckage of the gathering, get the gift of the pity, me for the heart, for the slow to learn, for the disc be the swift in the mind, beholding it every turn that I make, every move, every breaking, it's akin to the sorrow. Borrow my heart and never give it back, for it was the falling of the knocking at the door, for the disc be the long and the customer under with the sorrow for the hand. Merry go for the merry go round for the view, and have the step for the rosemary to stand. I come sorrow with enough of this. Borrow it after the heart for the disc be the merry go round. Can sorrow for that, the beat upon my door for the knocking. Little enough for the top of it, you can find that hill, breaking, creeping, creeping, find it down and rest, and this will be the shelter plate, and find a plenty enough to melt that. I can chill. I know you never would and never will. Fulfill prayers, you have that in the night. I see right. It was a horizon of the seashore. Who could see more at night? Pity me because of the light of the day. Tell me that's my heart right there. It was romantic enough to be your love song. Forming that formation. Same patterns, repetitive enough to find that's still hard for the pity from wherever it grows, and I can find that. Night at the sea, sure. The moments are to me, this be the moment you are. Not mine for your actions. How they affect me for the words on paper should shall define and find a departure for the day was never telling apart for the day was wandering of the heart for the day of myself again. The holding of the key for the be more. Excellent enough for the ground for the numb. Broken dark for the moonlight. Spent enough for the out the season shall remember the only for the weeping hour for this is somewhat that you can never see me weep with the just to be the path of my love like a flower for enough for the fear for the death of the or more for the sleep in the sheep. Droops that for the moment for the beholding and the dismay. When where on the pedals should be laid. Can you clean up my house and just to make up for the mistakes given in that you never breaking the heart for the to find that clean up crew anyway for the moment you are to me and this to be the moment for never had for the heartache for the loss awarding of the heart for the holding of the what you can find accident for the broken of the dark throw it at night for the bullseye and you never see me fear for the death for the never to sleep enough for the drooping of the moment for the beholding of the what was dismayed for the wind for the beat of petals and she'll be late in dirt for the burial dismissal. Sorry for that word. Sorry for the word. Break up and vex to love. This is the big book for the such a book to read. For the cover for the beach, verbs are not for the mouth for the brink. Brink of the soul for the never will tell you what you think for the speed enough for the fine craft. The soft slide enough to catch me reading for the anymore for the calling the wife for the pattern by that the divine and knocking of the Lord. I push that door for the someday for the same. Bright that for the not too mean to be storming for the shall be done enough and you can whistle for me. I will be able to hear. Find a harvest of beauty wherever it grows. Surprised to be the fools, forgotten that for the ditching of the month you find a rust and oil for the half of the city for the throwing yourself at the empty tin enough for the be the sponge. I find a pupil with the green, it shows enough for the inhabitants for the desire for the place yourself for the
She walks in the beauty of the night, cloudless climb, starry skies, and this to be the best of the dark with the bright for the beating her in the aspect for the eyes and those for the mellow for the tenor light. Cause she walks in the beauty of the night.
She walks in the beauty of the night, cloudless climb, starry skies, and this to be the best of the dark with the bright for the beating her in the aspect for the eyes and those for the mellow for the tenor light, which heaven you can find the day deny. Shade more and more and more for the ray, the less and a half that and a half impair for the nameless of the grace in which you wave and that for the raven of the streets, and you can find the softly lighting over the face of this to be the thoughtless serene, sweet in an expression and how pure for the dear dwelling place, and you can find a cheekbone for the brown, brow or brown, soften over the calm, the eloquent but enough of the smile that went tense and glow to tell the day for the goodness to spend. Mind at peace, but it was all bent, been below with the heart who was the love is innocent enough. It was a sin, then I could smell the recall for the fragrance, and you really were fragile, fragile, destruction, dedication. You would have arrived into the scary skies and created immense, and you could find it romantic enough for the deviant melancholy for the hunted, the secret guilt, which you find that scene. It was never that relationship that sank. Who was to think? Maybe some other sky, maybe someday, maybe some other ocean seashore for the breast against that for the penny eyes, and I love that rose of the way for exchange. Blows of the faction need that island for the trembling in the glow. And dead is truth if I only wanted to stay awake for the see-through end with her, and I could find that garden gladiator for the goon with the skeleton, enough for the ashes. Speaking of a death for forgetting always, and ask me again for the holy mouth, and I can hide a hard hand for the play like, and I can find a hard hat. Play that for the symbol. Symbolizing my heart right there, I can find a metaphor. It was my heart, don't mess with that. Right there for the don't even play with this would be the part right there for the only the words to find the okay for the start of me right there. I can find the end. Don't push me to come to shove, and this would be the what may find the divine life for her right there for the coming of the road for the love to pray for this to be the right or the wrongs, or there's no difference between the two. One to find that short breath, or maybe under some other sky I can fly. Predominantly duality. That is my heart. Who gave birth to my heart and my joy? Don't start bringing about my heart and joy. It was the part when you took it and tore it apart. And the fractures, you need that island in a way to trimble the groove, the growth, the find the stay, the wait for the just to see the end with you, for the find the gladiator for the doom. And this would be the holy mouth for the hard hand. Now I had to find the hard hat, a hi-hat. Who was stoned enough for the bristle, for the penny eyes, and who loved that rose to the ways before for the exchange that blow. Fracture, who needs that island anyway? Maybe under some other sky you could find this birth of my heart, trapped in the foundation, but you weren't seeking alleviation to find that note for the who to tell the story wrong, for the definition of hero to her lover, and the who waits and this to be the black note for the generous and the who beloved, for the enough of the married at times to never feel ashamed, for the astonishing of the feel asleep and fall asleep between my heart. I pledge a way to sit up in my coffin, a vow, reconstruction I won't explain. Who is the story to find the moments that the mouth tells, the soul, the stories of the cast you stale for the stolen heart with the spoon. You say the gag, yo, I can find the morning shook with the worst. Way to find the love song for the mirrors, it was dark in my lower. The inconsistency for the truth and lupus and never the bridge of the world. To get over it, I find the morning for the flat. You can even see everything and it's not romantic at all. For it to blossom and find the green, for the loving of the writing, for everything for the show. Go back and the bleak shore for the distance be said. The speaking of the love for the just to be after and I spoke again. Pity meaning not because of the light, or maybe the delay for the deer from my beauty as it dusk. Tell me something, or tell me nothing at all. For the purple, the ribbons, and the blind eye for the hill, for the prayers you can find a kernel over the hustle. You can find a softer shadow of the blaze and off the grass the seeds to come to fly. But then to tell me my night wind bend. Tell me then for the towards me, a ripple past your shore for the catching of the soul what you send. You bent me backwards enough to bend in a bind behind my back. Reaping what you sow for to be the dust of the storm, ending it with the eye for the needle for the reaping. What you sow for this to be the rumbling, and then I can find the stretching of the clapping of the striking your ears, the flipping of the blubber for the bitten by the sun, bleeding rain dripping like rain for the golden honey, enough of the sweet for the earth flying over the thunder. You wonder why you banked in that cold. It was a cold heart, rambling over the words and never making sense. That storms to end soon. That luminous night, you can find a shady from the eye shadow. When the summertime sun has gone to awaken.
She walks in the beauty of the night. Cloudless climb, starry skies.
She walks in the beauty of the night. Cloudless climb, starry skies. She walks in the beauty of the night. Cloudless climb, starry skies. This to be the best of the dark with the bright for the beating her in the aspect for the eyes and though for the middle for the tenor light. Which heaven you can find the day deny. She.
How do you seem to keep that? How do you seem to keep that? Pain buckle down and can't find the trim inside. This to be the mute for the matter for the being and find the extravagant enough for the shiver and being. You didn't know they never come back. And that's my heart right there that remains. We used to say that. What's my heart right there for the triumph, for the little girl, for the lady. How to make it all look easy. She could be the dragon, the matter for the never or not for it to be the being. Correct and not for the apparatus around that corner for the particular way for the divvy, the quip for the dissolution for the cool, the no single gain, no gain, no break in the entity for the single, the not mistake, being made for the suffering, the trying to contain, infinite in that language for the refusal for the intoxicating for the mass, this be the love for the being, only your presence for the inability for the only do you can kind of constitution for the broken image, caress this for the permission, submerge this is bigger than better, and bigger and bigger for the tremor for the infinite allowance in you to be the catalog for which you can never be disappeared. Find that song, it was weird, the heart surgeon to reveal that small rift that wear hair like crack. Got enough to fall a small fountain where you drink from. It's true enough and I can never smile and it doesn't mean enough of the myth. You find that song, hard to recall. The heart shows no signs of it all. Slowly remain, small rifts into that crack. Stretch Bulging out of the skin, flaunting enough for the scar to show your blood with the bone. Ledges with your hold tight for the rain, still move that bend for the breaking of the flight, for the first of the bleeding to earn. Needle for the finger, for the wrapping of caress and your bone, for the salvation of the sight, for the beyond that hope. Behold the beauty for the last, and after the outlast itself for the curtain. Cause that for the ovation, or standing of that for the seeds at the beginning, for the end of the way, for the center stage to be above, for the fracture for the heart, for this to be the sun coming in the silence, and this to be the dark. Listen to that raindrop, and it's too hard to find a window pane. It's too late to repair anything. Repair of anything, it was the climbing, the after the who's to find the climbing, the one for the others to find us supposing there's something else of the worst and we can let go. Found that song in my head. To say it better, it appears to be a translation. The hurt, the cause, salvation, standing at the forefront, heart showing no signs. And I find that science and the reliance of you for the resemblance, and you will find it similar for the way the corn define the poem, but this will be the only way to let go. Looking out for love. Rain falling on my window pane. Set in prose, I suppose something else. In other words, we can't let go. Suppose that for the other words, and everybody find that for the figure of the speech, for this to be the thick on the ground, for the mountains it presented itself with the one word at a time, with the far between a body had to keep an eye out, look out for the firewood, the dust, or else you're chancing somebody for the nobody, for the fair at all, for the care about it, for the able to be the metaphor, for the even the smile and like it or not, for this to be the mountain pretty enough for the much of letting go, for the between the body, for the only the musing and the going to one step at a time. Even lose yourself for the someone else who's staring at their feet, for the this to be the body, for the never to move the speech, and this is somebody that can never happen, the hoping to bust. You can find that over the mountain, catch no ride. Worse for the luck of the mountain to require climbing over the foot, for the after that, for the another, for the nothing else you would give up. But this would be the session, currents of that be the wild, and nobody can tell you otherwise. And so we'll simply over the figure, struggled enough for the crying of the song, for the burden for the over you to be the 2 feet for the saying otherwise and lose your what you don't care for. I find that hard to go to bed hungry enough for the yearning. Steal that for the cove, for the price at the pot for the shrine to find it before the moon rises. And you can find that pineal sleep, and this will be the falling of the over the heart for the surgeon. You can find that revealing over the small bricks, and you can have an eye for it in your head, but this will be the similar. What was misread? It's blood. Like the heart for the coming over the sentiments of the final point. My heart be the surgeon, but it doesn't breathe. Open my chest and got it. Hauling over the corner like a triumph of a little girl, and she's never gonna come back, and I hate to find that trick inside of me. I'm mute enough for the matter, for the mate, for the instinct, for the sugar of being. I am that cold-hearted. My dear departed, that brings that song to the bright star of steadfast and passionate enough to be a sheep. Move to the shepherd for the wandering and lonely as a cloud for the dream within the dream. I find that similar enough for the love. Shall run. Fair with the will, but the only the love with the farewell. I've come again to these 3,000 miles, and I'll wait. I'll use that smile and the metaphor. It'll be the after of the water, for the really I can find an embodiment for the settlement, but the poor it will be that for the cavern. Find a wretched soul for the dog like you. Alone enough to find that name for the hole, for the corner, for the trying enough for the human, for the boss, and the prying unseen, for the value lurking, for the lie you stray. Castle's great and nod to that moon. Right for the 90 way, for the wonder it could wait for you crew. Prayers do find that honest woman, for the herd that bumming. Coming for the over, the coming over, the heavy groaning. This be the windy winter night. Stars shot down, skinning for the light. Although you stood in sight, for this be the grudging of the wood, you can find the shaking of the squatter, but enough the drink of the whistling of the wind's wings. I find that word warlock, for this to be the hacking of the soul. Distant enough to go over, counting your treasures. Yet to build, guiding, fond enough to cruise. Instant made, but no worth of allowing. Just a bit for the just to be the dissolving of the what you can find, and what for the keeping of the what the haunting of the forward, and you can afford that for the direction over their destruction. Once that wait for the mischievous, like a monkey for the deluding of the eyes, and slow you find you're sunken yourself in a stranger meant to tell for this to be the brother, but enough for the whipping of the soul to go your hair. Love is first for the pair. Sweet for the fragrant, enough of this run to find a shady brow. Paradise and incognito for the intimate. We can be the basic and running over the skeleton. Hard enough for Lucas frying the tongue. Wicked enough for the skeleton. Doing yourself at the rehearsal. Doing it this time, not for the beat of time for the prosing of the rhyme. Still the thing for the pharaoh. Well, or pharaoh. Will you ever find the mic? Still for the stake. What causes you make after that water come through? The needle of the eye flowing so tender for the song and the praise. You can find the asleep for the murmuring of the stream. Disturb not for the dream. Whistling like a blackbird for the thorn for the thin. Star in charge you to distance for the disturbing and the slumbering of the fair. Sweet afternoon. For the neighboring hill, for the deadly, for the wandering of the noon, for the rising high, for the flocking into the sweet, for the causing of the eye, for the pleasant wedding. Valleys below, wild with the wood. Below your way for the soft and sweeping over the leaf, for the disability breaking in the shade of the eye, Mary moving me. For the crystal streaming enough for the how lovely, yeah, glass of the wind. Residing where in the garden, the sweet flowers and you sleep, clear out the way. Goodbye, theme song for the lay. Find out where the Mary sleep is that for the murmuring and the scream, for the gently enough for the disturbing of that dream is awakened, disturbed. From a distance of a song and the fond of a kiss, I can reminisce of the coming of that. For the deep in the heart, for the ringing of the tears and pledge, to provide the fortune for the grieving of who, cheer for the enough for the twinkling of eyes like me, for the despair for the beneath. You can find that partial for the enough for the love for her, for the love for her, for the love forever, for the never the moment, the sad enough for kind and never the blind, and never the never the party, for the never been broken hearted enough for the will, for the term, for the first, the fairest, and the order the wheel. And dearest enough for the peace and enjoyment, for the love and pleasure, for the fondling of a kiss of living to be the server, for the farewell, for the forever, for the deep in the heart, for the ringing of tears and pledge. Warning signs grown. It was the wages of life. Wedge them. How I used to smile, that was a metaphor. Find the symphony, melody, sweetly played in that tune for this to be the last. Deep still, my dear